Hey guys, it's Postbox Pat. Welcome back to a brand new Fortnite video and everything new in today's update. There's been a few different things going on in the world of Fortnite and changing all over the place. First off, we're going to be starting over in the creative mode because we've got some brand new features in here, which are probably one of the biggest things this update, and this actually gives us some new prefabs. So starting off, we do have some of the Spire prefabs being added in, back from Fortnite Season 6, the original Spire, which was added in with the 0 point. You can go onto your menu over here and you can go into your recently added, and you can see all the different prefabs. You've actually got some of the buildings, which are really awesome, the different Spire village buildings, which are super cool, as well as not only just that, you also have the galleries as well, which gives you each individual prop from all of these, which is super awesome. And one of them galleries, here's just an example of one of the villages you can see with all the lovely props and how it's placed. One of the galleries that were new added in is this one here, where you can see we've got the 0 point where you can place a few of these, which is pretty awesome. You can also resize these to make them pretty big and pretty small, and yeah, I really like them. I think this is a really new addition, and this is great for creative builders out there and creative players. If you like playing that and you like checking out some of the new stuff, technically the Spire has returned for those that want it back. You can even get like a little glow inside of that, which is pretty cool. And there's the giant Spire. It looks amazing, right guys? Look at that huge Spire. Got some of the mountains it was built on as well, some of the terrain, which is pretty cool. And also we got, well, you can shrink these as well and make it bigger, which is awesome. And you've also got two of the smaller Spire plots over here, which I really do like, and even some kind of like metal pieces which are around the top of the Spires, which are kind of neat, and they'll look pretty cool in a lot of different builds. Now, a lot of that's quite hard to work with, but some of the basic stuff is obviously your different wall pieces and different shapes and stuff which you can use there, and also your different floors and stairs, which will come in handy in a lot of situations, and a lot of different props as well, which are over there, which is pretty cool. Overall, the update was pretty awesome on the creative side. But not only that, we also got the new addition of the bows. You can see a little bit of gameplay of that on Fortnite's blog post. You can see they actually posted about these bows being added in. These are brand new to the update, adding back the primal bow, the primal stink bow, the mechanical explosive bow, the mechanical shockwave bow, and arrows, of course, which you can find all around the map. And this is part of the bow week, which is taking place, which will end on the 1st of March at 9 AM Eastern time. Now, other than that, in the update, we've also received some new stuff regarding some of the actual part of, I guess, earthquake stuff. You can see here coming in from Fortnite Assist some of the earthquake events, and in my honest opinion, these are super naff. Like, nothing really is going on over here on these earthquake events. They're just like basic animations happening all over the map. Compared to the original earthquakes, these definitely do not provide as much content as I thought they would. They're not that good. They're just a little bit of a shake and nothing really goes on. So I don't know what's going on over here. It is the IO drilling earthquakes, but we're not too sure if they're actually drilling underneath here, or if this is actually an earthquake. To me, I feel like it's drills rather than an earthquake, because earthquakes would do this, which you can see some gameplay here of the old original earthquakes in Fortnite. These were so much better. Like, how is it better then than it is now? I don't know, it's weird. And this actually leads on to my next topic, which is an interesting topic, this one. I think this is quite a controversy topic, or controversy, depending on the way you look at it and the way you interpret this. But this is no hate or anything towards the creators of this topic. This is just a really general, interesting topic for Fortnite news, which I thought I would cover in today's video. So this is actually on the topic of what's going on with the leakers in the leaker community, and is leaking dead? That is the topic there. Is leaking gone? Has it ended? Is it all over? And what's going on? So first off, supposedly Hypet's the biggest leaker in the community, which people do say. You can see he does come out here and says he no longer enjoys uploading leaks. He said this, he's been doing it for 4 years. He doesn't enjoy it anymore, but he does it sometimes because everyone wants to see them, and he only does it for the people that want to see them. You can see here he says this, and he talks about his spelling errors and stuff, which is pretty interesting, but he'll do it anyway, basically says. So interesting to see that, because there are up and coming leakers, and I do feel like people at Hypets and stuff, because they don't class themselves as leakers anymore, they should definitely give like their platform maybe to some of the smaller leakers, or at least promote them a little bit to help them get out there, the ones that are interested and have passion for the topic. I think that's really crucial with this sort of stuff. If you've lost passion for that, which obviously Hypets does other stuff as well, he won't just do Fortnite, he does Fortnite related news stuff as well, but definitely has lost, I personally feel, that kind of like unique touch which was there, I guess, in chapter 1 and towards the start of chapter 2. We're also just judging this solely off one tweet. We don't know if there's any like personal stuff or anything like that. We're only considering this off one tweet. Do consider that, guys. This is no hate towards Hypex, he's such an awesome dude. I'm just trying to point out, is Fortnite really starting to kind of like take the decline from the news side and the leaking side? Has it been so much saturation and so much leaking? And even the encryption side, Fortnite have also increased the encrypting of a lot of items, which makes it harder to leak. Has it kind of come to an end of its kind of days? Is it starting to slowly fade? Because, you know, not only that, we also see it saturated in repetitive content as well across YouTube. So it's interesting to see where things are going with this. And we'll jump back to that in a second, because talking about Fortnite news and content creation, that's another topic I just quickly want to mention, which is quite interesting. So I went on Fortnite's page. You guys know, just before I get into this, here on the channel, I'm only uploading when I feel like we need to upload. Like, there's no point in me just spamming out news content on the same news every day or on a leaker topic. A lot of creators do that. They like look at leakers and be like, oh, this is real. Let's make a big video about this little topic this leakers said. You know, leakers don't know anything. In reality, they don't. They're just looking in the files, and some of them don't even look in the files at this point. And that actually brings me on to two topics. This one topic here from Hypex today, where he talks about there's possibly going to be a new up-and-coming mythic blades. Honestly, we can't even believe him at this point. We don't know if this is real. We don't know if it's fake. You don't know with leakers, and I'm sure you'll see lots of clickbait on this with people saying that it's returning or something, basically twisting the story, which is very common in the Fortnite community. You see that a lot. But kind of cool to see that this is part of supposedly a mythic leak, which possibly could be similar to Wolverine's ability. It's like me saying, you know what, guys, you know what, I know there's this actually secret new mythic coming out. Listen up, guys, this is really important. This is actually going to be, you know, like the Elytra from Minecraft where you can glide. It's like that in Fortnite, so it's a faster glider, and you can also go up and down with it. You guys are going to love it. It's a new mythical item coming out next season. And also, guys, we've even got the other brand new mythic, which is going to be an overshield. So it's this shield, and when you have it in your inventory, it gives you an extra 75 HP on top of, 75 shield on top of your shield, which always regenerates 1 per second. How awesome does that sound for the new mythic items coming next season? Honestly, guys, we don't even know if that's real or not, but at this point, these people can say this. I feel like this, no offense, but on Tabor Hill's channel, sometimes he leaks out stuff and he's like, oh, this is coming or this is happening, and it doesn't always happen, and it gets covered like massively. You see a lot of people covering it, and it might not even happen. You know, I feel like sometimes you got to look at these things and think, that's not exactly true. And it's cool hearing it from them creators once or twice, but then it gets a bit repetitive and then it never happens. It's like, maybe it will happen in the future, but some things have happened, fair enough, but some haven't. So just an interesting standpoint from like my point of view and just the community as a whole. You know, I feel like don't always believe these people, whoever they are. Even myself, sometimes you can't always believe everything maybe that I'm saying, even though I just cover what I think's correct. You never know, it might not actually happen. The only legit source is obviously directly from Fortnite or in the game, but we always like to speculate and always look into it. But on that topic of all of that, I wanted to look at content creation in Fortnite, because this is an interesting one as well. There isn't that much news in the game today, so I thought we'd cover some side stuff that I thought was interesting. Generally looking, where is Fortnite's future? Where is the innovation? What's happening? And that's what I want to look at here with content creation and just kind of think about it. So in Fortnite's history, we've only received, like, I'd say 4 or 5 small mini events. 3 of them in BR in Chapter 1 and 1 in Chapter 2 towards the end. And I feel like these small events are the likes of the runes, the earthquakes, and the digging up of the rocks. They're like mini events in game, which were community interactions, lots of people watching on stream, lots of people getting excited, and that was really innovating for BR, but that's not been done really since Chapter 1. It happened once in Chapter 2 when they had the golden cube roll around the map, the Queen Cube, which resurrected the little Kevins and stuff, but it then repeated the same thing for the other Kevins 6 times in a row, or 5 times, because one of them come out of the the Kevolution, didn't it? So technically only 5 times, but it repeated it like 6 or 7 times, I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 6, but you know, it repeated that, revived all the cubes and stuff, and that was the mini event in Chapter 2, and then we've not seen anything else since there. And that brings me on to that innovation side. It's just not there in Battle Royale. It needs to be there. You need to create community interaction. You need to create content for people like myself, because when you look at the Fortnite content here, you can see a little screenshot of what I've put together. You can see the ones with the ticks I would personally verify as possibly legit content, and the other ones are just complete nonsense and probably would never actually happen in the game. Fair enough for coming up with the concept and a great thumbnail, but overall, it's not real. None of these are actually in game, and I feel like that sometimes, and not always in game, but any of the content in the video will not actually be there either. You're not going to see that in the game. Fair enough to the Mr. Top 5 one might be quite funny because it's a trolling video, but the others, they're not there. They're not in the game, they're not real, and you know, sometimes this sort of stuff is where the innovation is at. Like, people see this and they think it's real. You know, if you're someone that plays Fortnite, which most of you are here, but if you're someone that plays Fortnite and only comes back to it every once a month or twice every 3 months or once in a blue moon or something, you're not really going to know. And you're going to see this on YouTube and click on it and be like, oh, look at it. And that's what happens. These people bait people in, they get them in, and they see this and they think it might be real, but really it's not. And I do think sometimes you have to kind of look at it as the big picture and think, if that's what you enjoy creating, fair enough. But for someone like me, you know, creating here, like for example the lightning rifle in the new Fortnite update, it never was in. So how on earth you can make 11-minute video on that? Obviously just dragging it out, talking about leakers and news and stuff. It's just not really where I'm at. And you can see that here on the channel recently. That sort of content is where Fortnite has gone, and I personally can't cover that. I don't enjoy it. If I don't enjoy it, I won't do it. Simple as. I don't enjoy covering fake content, so I don't do it. But you guys can see here over on the first channel, the main channel here, we've covered a lot of news every time there's an update, map changes. You know, I do that because I enjoy that, and I can cover anything else. And same with the second channel, By Post. I enjoy creating the myths that I create on there, and they're actually very difficult to create, and something which people will enjoy the scenarios, and something that's really cool. And Fortnite doesn't really support it, and that's where the innovation's lacking. When I say they don't support it, like yes, they support us as a community, but they don't support content creation for legit content enough. We don't have custom games. I see lots of creators, smaller creators, complaining that custom games would allow for a lot of experimental content, would allow for this style, would allow for that, would allow for this, and that's where stuff like mods in Minecraft can be really beneficial for content creators. But in Fortnite, we don't get any of that. But we do have the creative mode. But in my opinion, creative mode is very big, and it really is a lot of innovation inside of there, inside of Fortnite. But as a content creation side for YouTube, you do struggle to create creative content, and that's coming from someone who's built creative maps. You can see we've got some background gameplay of one of my awesome maps, which I spent a long time, and I love this map, the IO versus 7. But you know, I spent a lot of time doing creative recently. I've really enjoyed it, and I've really enjoyed producing experiences for you guys, but there isn't the content there to be able to create videos on it, like actual videos, I guess, unless it's like a challenge thing or something. And Fortnite at the minute, in my opinion, sits in a very weird spot for content creation, not just here but across the board. And I feel like it's going to be interesting to see where it goes next season. I know we're at like a dry period during, you know, we're 3/4 through the season. We've got the new season coming out in March in about a month or so we can expect that. But where is Fortnite going to go content wise? It's interesting to see, and I do hope they do start supporting more legit side of content rather than making people have to kind of produce, you know, fake content because they don't actually have anything legit in game. Like, how rare is legit Fortnite content? Very rare. We're looking at probably, I'd say, at least once every 4 weeks at this rate. So, you know, what happened in the last update? I think that was the least amount of content ever. There was nothing. Like, when the update went live, there was nothing new. So, interesting to see where we're at. But that's it for today's video. It's kind of been a rant, an overview look at the community, my opinions, my thoughts on what's going on and where things are going to be in the future. I hope this video has really given you an insight to the way my channel works, to the way the world of Fortnite is changing around us. And if someone was to ask me what is the most enjoyable thing currently in Fortnite, I would say playing the creative and the discover side. There is so many cool games on there. Lots of them are a little bit clickbaity. There are a few on there, and you guys know them maps that are just naff and just copies of each other and duplicates. You know, they do exist on Discover as well, but there's a lot of really cool stuff on there that I've created, other people have created, not just me. But you know, you can jump into all of that and experience some really cool designs and really cool game modes that give a different light to Fortnite. But that's it for today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And once again, this is Postbox Pat, signing out.